Hey loves, welcome to my channel. Chantal Girardi here. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and watching it. I really do appreciate it. So I once did a Q&A on Instagram where I was asking people, do you have any business related questions? And I got this question so much, which was, why did you register your business as a small business? So I really wanted to answer that question, and maybe you guys can get some very informative information from this video, and if there's something that you would like to learn about, please continue watching. So this video is going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be why it is important for you to register your business. This part, you can actually apply it anywhere in the world that you are. It's not only directed to people who are in Zimbabwe. And the second part is how you can register your business. So for the first part, I read this up on companiesregistration.co.zw. I'm going to leave their website address here, and you guys can check them out and get more information. But this is just my interpretation or how I understood what they were saying, and this is the research that I did when I was actually considering registering my own business. So let's go. So before I even start, I just wanted to say that for me, registering my business was mainly because I wasn't thinking about the now and just where I was or where I would be in a year or 2 years time. I was definitely thinking decades ahead and just the end goal of Research Girardi and Love Drive. So the first reason that is very important for you to register your business is for you to secure and protect your business name. Imagine you start up this wonderful brand, you build it up, but you're still not registered, and then when you finally decide that you want to go legitimate or you want to register your business, you realize that somebody already has registered your business name. So that means all your work, all that comes with your brand identity, can be mistaken for somebody else's because they simply have your registered name. So it is very important for you to have your name. For me, just securing Research Girardi and securing Love Drive wasn't really about, oh, somebody might steal these names, but you don't want to, at the same time, better be safe than sorry. You don't want someone else to register the business and then you have built this brand all up, and then at the end of the day you can't register your preferred name for this business. So this is number one, and this was number one for me. The second reason that you should register your business is for you to be professional. When you appear legitimate and professional, it gives your customer a sense of security. Again, this is not just limited to people who are doing fashion and beauty, because I know those are the people that majorly follow me, but in a business sense, take for example tech. If you are a tech company and you've developed a phone and you're not registered, somebody would rather go for a Huawei or go for a Samsung or an Apple, simply for the fact that they know that they're guaranteed for a warranty or a guarantee, or that it's certain that they'll be able to go get that phone repaired or trade in for a new one. But when you're a business that's not registered, they don't have that sense of security because they don't think you are not legally binded to deliver if something is not up to standard. So definitely when you're more legitimate, it gives your customer or your potential customers a more sense of security than when you're not registered. The third reason that you should register your channel, sorry, I'm thinking on YouTube. The third reason that you should register your company is to get access to finance. Now, businesses, there are some organizations that have incubator hubs. They run business competitions. They run business initiatives that help and assist small businesses come up, but only if you are registered. And also you get access to government loans or government assistance when your business is registered. So whenever you need that injection of capital, or you need an injection of just money to buy whatever it is that you need to buy or to start up, it would be, you have a leg up when you are registered than when you're not registered. The fourth reason that you should register your business is to separate your personal and your business finances. Most of us, or some of us, have one business account or one bank account where our personal monies come in and our business monies come in. It is very easy for you to mix the two and to then just say, oh, I can use from this money and then I'll replace with this money, and I can borrow from here since it's already in one account, or for you to overspend unknowingly your business and your personal finances. When you have registered your business, you are able to open up a bank account that is solely for your business, a business bank account, and that's where you can put all your funds and where your expenses come out and your income goes in. It is easier to remain accountable and for you to track your spending when you have separate accounts, and just rather have it be a business account. So that is the fourth reason. The fifth reason is for you to participate in tender applications and processes. Again, this is not just for people who are doing fashion or who are doing beauty. You can be a stationery company and there is a tender for people to supply examination papers or printable papers, or it can be a shoe company to a tender for you to supply school children with school shoes, what have you. It's easier and it's mandatory for you to have your company registered so that you have a tax number, registration number, and all of that. So when you are registered, you're able to then apply for different tenders, and you will be considered more because your business is legitimate and it is registered. The sixth reason is for tax deductions or lower taxes. As an individual, you're spending all this money on your inputs, on your costs, your expenses, and all of that. But since you are not registered, you cannot get tax deductions because of that, because you're operating as an individual. But as a business in Zimbabwe, you are able to get those tax deductions because you're operating as a business. So this is one very good reason for you to register your company, especially when you start selling in volumes. It means you're also buying, or you have expenses in volumes, and you would cut those by quite a reasonable amount if you are registered due to tax deductions. The seventh reason why you should register your business is for liability protection. So what happens with liability protection is when you're an individual, you are liable for anything that can happen with your business. So you can get sued, or you can come into debt, and they are able to take or seize your personal property or your personal finances. But when you are a business and you're registered, the business stands as its own legal entity, and they cannot come in and get your personal finances or personal property. They only deal with the business as is. Again, you have to think long term. When you're now a big established businesses, you have a big established business, you have your own properties, you have your own cars, you have your own assets, and then the business on its own is thriving as well, and it has its own properties and it has its own assets. So if you are to be sued or you come into debt, they cannot come to your house and seize your house. They cannot come to your house and seize your cars, because those are your personal belongings. But if you are a legal entity, they only deal with the assets that the business owns as an entity on its own. So you, your shareholders, your managers, your board are all protected from any liability that comes with running the business. So that is really quite a great reason for you to register, especially if you know you're going to become a big organization. And the last reason why you should consider registering your business is continuity. Think Apple, think Chanel, think any brands that are in Zimbabwe. If they're registered, it means they're no longer just about the individual. So if that individual passes on, the business is able to carry on without them. The business is now just an entity on its own, and it goes beyond you. When you're operating like a museamwa, usually when you die, your business dies with you. But when you're registered and you've got systems and a board in place, your business is able to go on. So this is a very important consideration for you, especially if you see your business going beyond the first year or the second year. So now that we have cleared up how, or the reasons why you should register your business, let's go to how you can register your business. So when you're in Zimbabwe, there are two options that you have. One, the first option is to register online. I will put the link in the description box below to the portal that you can go to for you to start the registration process. So the registration process starts with you doing a name search, which is something that you pay for. So you can go to the offices, but because the offices are closed, you can register online. Sign up to this portal and you will get an account. You sign up with your ID and you come up with a password and you are able to log in. You put in 3 options for the names that you want and a name search is generated. Now this can take a different amount of time. When I went, which was in 2019 when I started this process, it took about 3-4 weeks for me to actually get a response because I did it online, and then I had to go physically to their offices and ask, and they told me that they had backlog. So I literally was there in November and they told me they had a backlog from like August. So August, September, October, November, they had backlog of name searches. So this kind of increases the amount of time that you spend registering your business. So once you get the all clear that your name is available, then you can start the registration process. I think they keep the name for you for a maximum of 10 days, if I'm not mistaken, or a month. I think it's a month. You get the name for a month and then you're able to start the process. So then you start filling up the documents, you start putting in details, what your business is about, who are your partners and what have you, and what sort of company that you want to register. So after you do this, you submit these forms, and I think all in all, in that time in 2019, it was about 2,000 RTGS, if I'm not mistaken, or less than. It was supposed to be an I think it was an equivalent of about $80, but it was less than $100 for you to do all these things: your name search, your application money, and printing the forms that you need. It wasn't really a significant amount. I really do not want to lie to you and mislead you. You can always check on the portal. They will give you the accurate prices now. But the disadvantage of this is because these are government offices, especially in Zimbabwe, they will take a long time. The process takes such a long time, especially if with the backlog that they're dealing with. It takes such a long time, unless of course you know someone who works in those offices, then you are lucky. But other than that, it's a process that I totally gave up on because I was like, this is too much and I simply don't have the time to keep going to the offices to see if they have cleared up my name, if I've gotten my name and such. So I went with option number 2, which I'm about to speak about. So option number 2 is registering with a lawyer. So this is pretty fast. They know what they're doing. This is something that they do on a day-to-day basis, so it is much faster with them. And I think because they've also built up relations with the company registration offices, they are able to get first priority. I'm not too sure, but I think so. So when you register with them, the process really does not take long. I think 7 days your papers will be out. But now that we're in a lockdown, it was difficult for me to actually get the physical papers because we were under lockdown. So I only got my papers because I then registered in 2020. I started the process around July. That's when I handed everything in, and then I delayed a bit because I had to sign the papers and then take them back. I delayed a bit, but I think after a week or 2 my papers were ready, but I couldn't physically go to get them, so I only was able to get them in August. But everything was smooth. I had all the information that I needed and I had everything that except the physical papers, but my company was registered and my name was secure. So I would highly recommend going with a lawyer, especially if you have the funds. If you don't and you enjoy admin, then definitely go for it and do it yourself. Maybe the government has improved their processes and their systems, and it takes much shorter for you to get your company registered. But yeah, those are the 2 ways that you can register your company in Zimbabwe. If you want the contact of my lawyer, please let me know. You come to my Instagram and then I will DM you their contact or their details so that you can reach out to them. And then I'll leave every other detail that you need in the description box below. That's the portal, the Zim portal, ZimConnect portal, where you can register your business, as well as the article that pushed me to actually register my business. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video very insightful and informative. And please let me know, what reasons do you have for registering your business and what reasons do you have for not registering your business? I would like to know in the comment section down below. But until next time, guys, as always, be kind to one another and love and light.